Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, we have a video here from Man Guide of desperate women begging for men to save them. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Drop a comment. Let's take a listen.
Women nowadays will literally be like, I can't find any good men. There are no good men left. And then they'll be like, I just need 6 feet, about like 6 inches, and like 6 figures.
Even if this video was just meant for fun, it's still another case of men acting like women have impossible standards so that they feel better about themselves when they don't meet them. And
What do you mean acting? Okay, lots of modern women actually have these ridiculous standards. That's why they're single in their 30s. That's why they're single in their 40s. That's why they are sad that they can't get families and settle down, because they're still chasing dudes who are way out of their league, even though they're approaching their mid-30s. It's ridiculous.
it bothers me because these guys are acting like women are looking down on men who they would consider less than perfect. But have you ever
Yes, that's because they do.
heard a woman talk about a bum who she's in love with? Because she'll make every excuse in the world for why that man is incredible and just misunderstood. So let's say, for example, that a man has no job. She's not going to let you sit there and call him unemployed. No, she's going to tell you how it's probably because no one ever encouraged him and that he's going to be able to do anything he sets his mind to once she just believes in him. You're acting.
Yeah, because this man that she's probably making excuses for is probably incredibly attractive, right? Top 5% of men, or at least top 5% of men to her. Okay, this is why women defend these guys, is because they're highly attracted to them, right? If you're a regular looking dude and you approach a woman, you're going to be called a creep. But if you're very attracted to her, attractive to her, you're going to be complimented, and it's confidence, right?
Acting like women will only date men who make 6 figures, but I know women who are working 2 jobs with full insurance and a 401k who are dating men with 60 cents in their bank account because she thinks he has potential. I don't know how you can act like women will only settle for rich men anyways when most families are living paycheck to paycheck and can't survive on one income, because I think that means they married for love. And don't even get me started on what's between the legs, because there are women in 30-year marriages who have never successfully had a no, and you're gonna act like women are out here throwing the whole man away because of his size? Because I don't think so. In fact, there are women out here faking O's so that the men in their lives don't feel inadequate, and yet you're gonna act like we're out here bringing measuring tapes to our coffee dates? And sure, when it comes to height, maybe some women do have a preference for men who can reach the top shelf or the cookie jar, but that's all subject to change.
Yeah, guys, it's subject to change. You can be broke, you can be short. Women are still going to date you. And the truth of the matter is, probably not. Okay, this woman right here, I'm pretty sure, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but she's really quite popular on TikTok. I don't know if she's divorced, but she certainly comes across as though she is divorced. Okay, this woman just loses her mind on TikTok every 2 seconds, spouting absolute nonsense, right? Yes, there are women out there who date broke men, but typically it's not for the long term, and typically it's because he is very attractive to that woman, right? You have to fulfill something to a great degree to be in a woman's life. You see, guys, as much as these women say they're just dating for love and they want somebody to care about them, men have to bring something to the table. Usually it's resources and height and protection and things like this, right? Women get loved unconditionally, men do not.
If he's a good man with good qualities, then she may just fall in love and try to convert the whole world talking about how we love a short king. Listen, the truth is that even you don't believe this nonsense, because if you really believed that women had impossible standards, then you wouldn't be telling them to pick better men at every opportunity. So when I see videos like this, I realize that they're usually not mad about what women want. They're just mad that women don't want them.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
You could pay me. It's very funny when women like this make this comment, okay? Because they're like, oh, it's just that the men, they're intimidated by me, or they can't afford me, or, they're just jealous because I don't like them, right? They wish they had a shot with me. And I look at a woman like this, and I don't think there's an amount of, you would have to pay me some ungodly amount of money to go on a date with this woman, one singular date with this woman. In fact, I don't think it's even possible, guys. Right? These women are like, oh yeah, I'm so... these men are just jealous because I'm me, right? And they're not able to get me. But the truth of the matter is no guy really wants them.
If you guys live in Portland, where are the men at? Well, Lord knows they're not going to approach me when I look like this.
The tall ones.
The tall, handsome, funny,
strong.
Men of
Tall,
Portland.
handsome, strong, specifically. Strong, tall, funny, handsome enough, hilarious, strong.
tall.
Where are they?
Name a bar.
Name a bar, we will go.
Ron Tom's.
If you
Yours.
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 I am not going to yours to find a man.
Imagine, guys, right? You're a dude, you're going out there looking for like a wife or a girlfriend and stuff like this. And these are the types of women that are your options, right? And these girls, guys, these are the ones that end up, going to their 30s and they're crying because they can't find a man. But the truth is, men don't want to date women like this. They don't want to date women who are going out here and just getting with random dudes because they are tall and muscular. And notice how tall was the first thing on that multiple times. Okay, he has to be tall. I don't really buy the funny part. A lot of these women will try and convince you that you need to be funny and you need to be charismatic and all of this nonsense. But the truth of the matter is that if you're attractive enough, by virtue of the fact that you're attractive, you're just going to be charismatic. Right? Things that you say will just be interpreted as something charismatic.
Unless it's yours.
Not Life of Riley.
Fuck no. Frat boys.
Anybody? Have
River
any
Pig,
buddies?
I don't believe that that's where the men are. Two wrongs, that's not where my man is.
Did you hear that? They're looking for just the tall, good-looking guys, who are funny too, and strong. Where are these perfect men? In their dreams. There's no such thing as a tall, good-looking comedian. Why? Because comedians are men who have had physical shortcomings and realize that they have to stand out to get attention. So if they're naturally funny, they develop that skill. If Kevin Hart wasn't funny, which made him famous and rich, he'd have no chance of dating attractive, tall women and being a player. That's life. That's what men have to do. A short woman, if she's good-looking enough, can be a shorty for an NBA player. She doesn't have to make six figures, or be funny or famous, as long as she's not annoying and is decent to hang around with. Also, Portland, Oregon is feminist utopia. It's nothing but hipsters, manginas, simps, male feminists, queers, You modern women and feminists complain about toxic masculinity. Why are you complaining now? You vote for the feminist dictatorship. No real man wants to live in Portland and have to deal with the feminist apocalypse, which is post walls, single moms, purple hair, nose ring, stretch marks, obesity, maybe some hairy legs and false accusations. Should I continue? Real men and 304s mix like water and oil. A female comments, "Girl, I left for this reason. They aren't there, unless you want the ones without shoes or manners." See, a female from Portland just proved what I said. Ain't no man of value and those types of qualities want to live in Portland where it rains most of the year. This top 1% man wants to live in LA or Florida where hot thoughts are in bikinis at the beach by the thousands. Another comment. Why would a strong, tall, handsome, funny, attractive man live in Portland? Exactly, because he doesn't exist. That's why. Or if he did, he'd have a rotation of 10s only. What do these females think? That these top mythical men will like them? They're acting like it's a shoo-in, or a guarantee that all they have to do is find these men, and these mythical men would be fawning over them. She's a basic bitch with an attitude problem. Females like her are a dime a dozen.
I often get asked, where are all the good guys? There are no more good guys out there. Good guys don't exist. This is becoming a bit of a theme lately. Now, as a psychotherapist, I can confirm that there are many great guys out there. I've had them sat in my office and I have worked with them. The problem is the great guys, the good, kind, caring, authentic guys, tend to get caught up in toxic relationships, often with narcissists.
Let me translate this, okay? The good men who are sitting there and prepared to give themselves to a woman to look after her, to take care of her, to have a family with her, to protect her, and all of these sorts of things, right? The good man who provides and is chivalrous, who will open the doors on the dates, who will take women out on dates, lead the dates, all of these sorts of things. This man is treated like trash by modern women. That's simply the way it goes, okay? It's not that, oh, these good men happen to get tangled up with the narcissists. No, when guys have these sorts of qualities, they get put into the provider box, right? He's too nice. I can use him for these things, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to Chad for some bedroom fun because he's more attractive. Okay, what it really comes down to is that men who provide all of these things are treated like trash. That's why men don't provide these things to women anymore, guys. Like any dude who has been out there dating will tell you that every time he offered everything, he probably got treated like trash and he got used, or at least the grand majority of times. Now, there are exceptions to the rules, okay? There's probably dudes in my comments who have been married for 20 years and they love protecting and caring for their wife, but that is the exception to the rule. Congratulations to those people, sincerely. But most men are not so lucky and they kind of get treated like trash.
So these guys are difficult to track down because they've often been pinned down and they've been so abused that they're not able to get out of that relationship and understand and get into a healthy relationship. These guys do exist, but sometimes, ladies, you've just got to be patient.
There you go, bedwenches. A therapist. A woman therapist confirms that good men got played by you 304s, so that's why they went MGTOW and don't want to be found. These feminists throw away these great guys for the toxic men that they seem to complain about all the time. The Decepticons only want the good guys when Chad and Tyrone have moved on to younger and hotter women, and when it's clear that they were used for a booty call, or when they become a single mom because they thought having a kid with a player would suddenly change them. But players today are set on living the player lifestyle because most modern women will drop their panties for an alpha without question. Top comment says, "We left the chat, off enjoying the peace and quiet. Never again will a woman take my time, effort, or sanity. I'm good. Life is great." These 304s have shot themselves in the foot. They're the ones who went into relationships in bad faith thinking there's like an endless supply of good men that they can use up. And now with the internet, these men aren't learning the hard way because they see videos like this which expose the truth about modern women. Us great guys are now too smart, so we stay single. Stay single, fellas. Any man worth his salt is gonna become a passport bro if he truly wants a family and a relationship. Besides, a lot of the good guys have become players and are treating you 304s correctly. The MGTOW men are fighting fire with fire. If they decide to actually deal with modern women, they go on revenge tours and play as many thoughts as possible, because they know for every modern woman that gets played, she's played at least 10 men before that. The good guys are out there. We just don't trust in relationships anymore. When these thoughts are bragging about having a roster of men on video and that those men don't know they're part of a roster, it red pills a lot of men. Especially if these 304s look like good girls or the girls next door. The ones who can fly under the radar except when they tell on themselves on camera acting like a baddie. And now the good men realize that only virgin 18-year-olds are worth committing to, and that's in a non-feminist country.
Can someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here?
Ugh, not another one. All right, let's try it again. And you know what? I'm just going to give a cursory mention to the friend zone. Because I would bet money there are tons of guys who meet all those criteria you listed that are sitting in your friend zone or were, but you didn't give a second glance to because they just didn't check all the boxes. And that's the real issue. Because you see, there are tons of great guys, guys who are funny, guys who are loyal, guys who are good looking, all around you. The problem is, to you, they're just not funny enough or good looking enough.
I've seen this guy's videos a couple of times, and I agree with the majority of what he's saying, if not all of it. Okay, there are plenty of good men out there. Let's not kid ourselves here. The problem is these women have unrealistic standards, right, with the types of men that they're trying to date. The woman at the start of the video would try and convince you otherwise, guys, but in all honesty, women do have really stupid standards. And if you don't believe me, guys, go out there and just watch, like, if you've got, like, some girl you know or whatever, just watch, or you can look it up, honestly. Watch a woman swipe on a dating application, guys. Like, seriously, watch a girl sit there and just sift through every man, and she will disqualify him based on the smallest of things. Right? That ear's too big. Oh, he's got a dog in that photo, but she doesn't like the breed of the dog, or the photo's too try-hard. She doesn't like that guy because he's a little bit too short. This guy has the wrong hair color. This guy's too thin. This guy's too fat, and so on and so forth. Right? It is an absolutely hilarious thing to watch. And then What they do is they turn around and they ask the question like, yo, why am I single at the end of this? Insane.
They're not perfect. And that's the problem. You expect perfection. Or as you often see on here, women have raised their expectations. Or sometimes they'll phrase it as, we've raised our standards. And of course, they blame men for not meeting them. In fact, today's women take great joy in making videos mocking and ridiculing men. I mean, it helps to get clicks, views, and likes, right? The thing none of you seem to have realized is that's a huge turnoff for men. And it's why they're walking away from y'all. We get put down enough by society. But now the women who supposedly want relationships with us, think it's great sport to make fun of us. How's that working out for you? The other thing y'all can't seem to realize is that it's become a huge risk for a man to approach you. Back in the day, women often laughed and mocked at men when they approached them. And from what I can tell, having talked to guys recently, it's not only still occurring, it's gotten worse. And believe me when I say this, when it happens to a guy enough times, and it does, he's like, why bother?
Yeah, see, and here's the thing about that, right? With the approaching women. Number one, if you're not attractive enough to that particular woman, you're just going to get made fun of and instantly rejected. And men, of course, have always been responsible for footing that rejection, right? But when you start to rub in the rejections and things like this and just treat men like trash, they don't want to do it anymore. Also, a lot of guys, particularly the men that women want, they actually don't have to approach women anymore. They just get on dating applications, they have great photos, right? They've spent time in the gym, they've got tattoos, they're tall, they've done their grooming, all of this sort of stuff. And they can literally just order women off of these applications like it's Uber Eats. Okay, so why would these men who are tall, handsome, and funny, right, go out here and approach you and talk to you and do all this chivalrous crap and, you know, escalate things when he can just order some variant of you off of a dating application? He doesn't have to get to know you. He doesn't have to do anything.
But even as bad as that is, it's not even the worst possibility, because there's enough of you out there who will scream at us for doing so, who will claim we're harassing you. Thanks, but no thanks. So where are all those great, funny, good-looking, loyal guys now? They're home playing video games with their buds.
Correct!
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode. They're playing World of Warcraft, okay? They're playing, I don't know, RuneScape. They're playing some fighting game, okay? They're out here playing Helldivers, whatever the case may be. They're not approaching these women. What they'll do is they'll go to their job, they'll get home, they'll play video games, and then they'll repeat that, and they just will straight up ignore women, or they'll order them off of dating applications if they have the ability to do so, and they will resume their single life. This is what a lot of guys do. They're not interested.
Or they're out hunting and fishing with other guys. They're out enjoying life and not dealing with all this drama. And more importantly, not having to deal with the complete and utter lack of respect that today's women have towards men. We didn't create this situation, but we are acknowledging it. And the best fix for us is to simply walk away. I mean, men never really got much out of the bargain anyway, but today there's literally no benefit to being in relationships anymore. Not a one. So I'm sorry you can't find the guy you're looking for. Maybe y'all ought to get together, stop disparaging men, making fun of them, and take a hard look at those expectations. Oh, I'm sorry, standards you've all set. Because you can't meet your own standard. So demanding that guys do is just plain silly.
Good-looking, tall men are only loyal to virgin 18-year-olds. Why should they be loyal to a 304 who can't pair bond, who will eventually want to go back to the streets or think she can even do better? The average attractive female has gotten the best qualities from various men, so a regular man can't impress her with anything. His romantic 2-year anniversary vacation trip to Hawaii doesn't compare with the millionaire who flew her on a private jet to an exclusive Hawaii resort. The average man's physical stature can't compare with a pro athlete's build, or the comedian who makes a living by being funny. The average woman gets the best out of many men and thinks she can build her perfect man, and it doesn't work that way. Top comment says, "Where can I find a single woman with no kids, baggage, stretch marks, her own income, her own home, and not crazy?" Exactly. Most men's demands are choices a woman can make.
Yeah, see, even if you outline the things that you want and they're completely within somebody else's control, what ends up happening is you'll just get insulted and shaming language will be used against you. This is why men can't even say anything constructive or say the things that their preferences are, because they just get treated like trash when they say them. Okay, so look at these standards. These are like, you wouldn't even want to date a woman with these things, really. A lot of these things, particularly the kids right here, right? No kids, easy enough, just keep your legs closed. Baggage, right? So not a huge body count, or, you know, like 35 years of age. Super easy. Stretch marks, again, don't eat a truck ton of McDonald's and you'll be fine. Her own income, yeah, see, women aren't going to look after you even if they have their own income. That's not really how that works. Her own home, yeah, maybe if she divorced a guy, she might have one. Not crazy, yeah, you're out of luck for that too, right? And these are not crazy things that men want, but they're just not being provided at all. Like, it's not even close, okay? Particularly as they get older, the baggage, the kids, and so many of these girls who are like in their 20s, right? They think that they're attractive. They think that they're so fantastic. Give that a few years of partying and they look horrible. They look absolutely horrible because they don't take care of their body. They're out there drinking every weekend and it's disgusting. And then they end up looking like, you know, some sort of ridiculous monster, wondering why men won't commit to them.
Except she doesn't need to have a job or her own home. Just be fit, friendly, no kids, no baggage, no stretch marks, and as close to 18 as possible and as close to a 0 body count as possible.
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection?
Well, the first place that some women should look that are actually asking that question would be the friend zone. You know, that place that a lot of women put men that actually show them kindness, consideration, and understanding. Try looking there first.
Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person?
And the second place that some of these men will be found will be sitting quietly in their homes, enjoying the peace and tranquility that comes with being single.
Like, where? Where are they?
One's not going to find them up there.
Because I don't understand. It's just like, that's long gone. Emotional, spiritual, and mental connection is completely fucking gone, apparently.
No, it's not. But a lot of women forget that part of actually finding that connection would involve listening to their partner, not just their partner having to listen to them.
And all they really care about is physical attraction and gaining physical attention. So
that might be in large part due to a lot of women only being focused on a man's finances.
I don't know what kind of world we're living in, but honestly, if someone is not willing to connect on a mental, spiritual level, like, it's just not happening. I'm sorry.
This idea that men are only chasing women who are highly physically attractive is also nonsense, by the way. Like, yes, obviously men care about how physically attractive a woman is, but a lot of guys would seriously trade some quite high points in the attractiveness scale if it meant that the woman was actually clinically sane. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a girl and you're pleasant to be around, you actually don't have to be very attractive. There are women who are overweight, okay? There are women who don't take care of their health whatsoever, and they can still land boyfriends better than the ones who are objectively more attractive, just because they're more tolerable to be around. It's not that difficult. These women make it out like getting a boyfriend or a husband is like the most Herculean task of all time, but it's actually one of the easiest things ever. They just suck at it.
We are living in the kind of world that modern feminism has created.
Exactly. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, and make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.